Okay.
That has never happened in the country before.
Okay, so in one single calendar year, January to December 2025, India added 4.9 gigawatts of solar power just on rooftops, part of government schemes and other private enterprises. That is not a little bit more. That's, I think, 1.5 times more. It doubled in 1 year. Expected to do the same again this year. So in 2025, we crossed the threshold, which Mr. Pulipika just mentioned, where 50% plus of the power generated in India now comes from renewables. That, of course, non-carbon sources, that includes a little bit of nuclear, wind, hydro, but the large chunk being solar. So the big question, Mr. Pulipika, have we sorted the conundrum? And the conundrum is that for the solar industry to grow, you need cheap photovoltaic panels. The cheapest ones come from China. But in order for the PVC industry to grow, you don't want the cheap panels from China. How do we now solve that conundrum, the last big conundrum in the solar sector?
Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest conundrum in the solar sector, not only in India, but across the world. I think we are almost 50% into the solving of this conundrum. And I tell you, and this is what even the chief economic advisor also tells, and he has put a very nice infographic about our manufacturing of solar and which should get priority. But Indian government, I'm sure you are aware, they've announced production linked incentives in 2021 for different plethora of sectors. Solar has been one of it. And we got two tranches equivalent to 24,000 crores. So with that 24,000 crores, we are able to now decrease our dependency on final module import by almost 80%. So now 70 to 80% of our domestic consumption is coming from domestic manufactured modules only. But that is the beginning of the story. As you go back into the value chain, module is made from cells. Cells are made from wafer. Wafer comes from ingot. Ingot comes from polysilicon. Polysilicon, you should mine the pods. So this entire value chain, India is now planning to shift that entirety into our country. So in that entire value chain of 0 to 10, if you ask me, we are currently at around 6 in terms of energy independence or atma Nirbharta. Maybe by 2028, we will get into around 8. And by 2930, almost 100% of full dependency on domestic
No.
supply chain.
You're saying a very big thing, but you are saying it like an expert. So let's dumb it down for people watching the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, again, in the entire history of India, okay, from my parents' generation to grandparents' generation, we have been a country of dependencies. Up until the 1960s, we couldn't even feed ourselves. So you had to get this low quality PL 480 wheat from the Americans, and you didn't have foreign exchange to pay them, so you paid them in rupees, and they built themselves nice baseball stadiums in the American embassy here, because where else would they spend the rupees? So we went from that dependency. Then you had the Green Revolution. Today, India does not even feed itself. We've had in the last year record, all-time record wheat production, all-time record rice production, all-time record procurement by government, all-time record vegetable production. We more than feed ourselves, so much so that we are exporting food all over the world, and including the United States of America, where we, believe it or not, are the largest exporters of shrimp into the US. And I couldn't believe it that some of this shrimp is being harvested and grown in Punjab. Who would have thought? So that's very happy news. But there are two other dependencies. Ajay